Hey, how's it going, everyone? I hope you're all having a great day. I am having a great day. Uh, I'm actually been laughing for most of the day. Muppet Alien, Dwayne Rapp, welcome. I've got my shirt on. My intention is to keep it on for this. This is not one of my hot tub shows. AVA is here. We got TC here. Welcome, TC. Native Pride. Good afternoon, Sticky Widget. Sea Stock, what's up, man? Doing the Sasquatch show over there. Uh, just had a birthday. Waiting through. Well, was it your birthday, TC, or someone else's? uh, I'm pixelated ASF. Oh yeah, I am seeing that. Hmm, that's interesting. I'm connected via my normal cable. Hmm. I don't know what's going on with that. Let me see. Because it looks fine on my restream. Hmm. Well, I don't know what's going on with it. Um, yeah, everything looks okay on my end. We got a bunch of people here. Um, so yeah, I do want to get into this a lot. So there, the Dow Jones typically. Why would you expect it to go up? Why would you expect the Dow Jones up? There's been a lot of uncertainty. It's getting better. It's getting better. Um, Let me take a look and see if there's anything I can do in the live control room. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why it's blurry. You might need to go to another um like another platform. I'm on X, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Rumble. Oh, is Shine in here? Oh, hey, how's it going, Shine? Stream health. It says the stream's healthy. Maybe if I turn this off. Should TC go shirtless? That's a good question for everybody. Should TC go shirtless? I know what Georgie's gonna say. So I know there's probably some questions about Wolf. Why are you going live uh, in the afternoon? You don't go live in the afternoon. That is true. Uh, my schedule when custody changed, my schedule started changing. So I can't say if this is going to be a new thing or not, but you guys saw I did. It's my camera. On my thing, it's a clear picture. Clear picture, clear as. Uh, so the only thing I can think of is that it's either you or Rumble. Every Everything says the stream is healthy. Stream settings. Yep. Everything looking good on my end. Let me check on X. Let's see what it looks like there. Yeah, on X it looks great. I'm looking at it right now. So yeah, I wonder if yeah, it could be YouTube. It could. I do kind of see it a little bit on Rumble. So I do kind of see where it's a little bit fuzzy on Rumble. It's not that bad. But yeah, so I know you guys are probably like, what do you mean you got duped by a fake veteran? So the last couple days, as I've talked about before, Spawny, he he's been doing nonstop streams about me. 14 hours. He did 4 hours today, 5 hours yesterday, 5 hours the day before that. 14 hours in a 72-hour period. Imagine dedicating that amount of your life to me. TC, could you imagine that? It's got to be YouTube. I closed out YouTube and came back. Okay, and it's working all right? Because that could be the thing. It also, yeah, everything's looking great everywhere I go. But yeah, there was Spawn's been doing all these things, and he keeps saying that I need to answer questions about Uncle Frank and Yoda and all these things, right? So Uncle Frank was a veteran. He was a veteran. He passed away. I can confirm that. I have documentation more than enough that I am comfortable saying Uncle Frank was a real person and he was a veteran. There you go. I'll tell you the person who I had on my stream that I cannot confirm was a veteran at all is Spawn Trooper. And every time you ask Spawn Trooper, there's a delay not matching with the voice of the video. I would say try a different platform. Try X, try Rumble, see if that's what it is. But yeah, I have no proof that Spawn Trooper was a veteran, and I allowed him onto this platform. And if anyone questions him and starts asking him things about his service, he immediately goes right into denial and won't talk about his service. And he won't, when questioned about details of his service, he he will say that he's not going to say anything about his service because he wants his family to be protected. Let me just tell you where I've seen these type of things before. I've seen that type of behavior from stolen valor people. People who, oh, they play secret squirrel. Okay, you closed your stuff out and reopened. Now you're clear. Good, good. Yeah. A lot of these stolen valor types, oh, yeah, I can't tell you about my service because it's all classified or my family will be hurt. Yeah, that's when my bullshit meter starts going off right there. Now, I will say this because he talked a lot about this and he keeps saying I need to answer questions. So, fine. If people have questions, I'll answer their questions. It, I get people who want me to post things that, no, I'm not posting that. But if people answer questions, and I'll even tell them if I have something that I'm not willing to post, I'll even tell them where to go find it. If you want proof of Uncle Frank's service, you can get. You're not a next of kin, so you're likely if you get a DD-214, it's going to be heavily redacted. But you can get a DD-214, just a redacted, or you can request proof of service. And there's a document you can get that's proof of service. I mistakenly called it statement of service because you can get the exact same thing on someone who's currently serving. Um, you just go to the National Archives and request it. If you contact the VA, they'll help you right along. Oh, Big Dirt, he's on YouTube today, all highfalutin. I'm not petting the kitty and I'm not petting you. Darn animals. But yeah, so if you go to the National Archives, you can, or you can do a FOIA request as well, FOIA.gov. And like if you want my DD-214, you can absolutely request it. It's going to be denied to you, but they will offer you a statement of service. I know there are dogs out there. Do not Thank you. Um, but yeah, so that's what you can get. And if people have questions, you can FOIA it. You can go to the National Archives. These are all public records. Public records. And yes, I have more than enough stuff that Uncle Frank, because no kidding, I have had people on this show where later on it's been people give me stuff about their service that made it seem questionable. I would say probably 95% of the time people are pretty honest. But some people, yeah, I would love to get his military records. All you have to do is go to the National Archives. Archives.gov, I believe, is the website. Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure archives with an S. But if you Google National Archives, boom, comes right up. And they even have a special thing for military personnel records because they're so often requested. But yet, a lot of these people out there that want stuff from me, they keep, well, we tried to get it and we can't get it. Bullshit. Bullshit. Skipper looking at your crush and telling you ain't petting his. But yeah, a lot of these people are just full of it. It's they're being all he a fake veteran is getting them all riled up, and they're then, oh well, you need to answer these questions. I mean, I'm if you come in here, uh, it's not often I won't answer questions. I don't like posting people's personal information. Um, I don't like, saying that type of stuff. But for the most part, I'll give you answers that I believe I can legally and ethically answer. So I think that's pretty fair. Uh, but I don't mind people questioning me too. Look, how many of the haters from What the Hells jump in here and ask me questions, and even get a little bit out of line. But I'm willing to let them stay in here. But yeah, there are some people who just they don't want to show. They don't want to be questioned. They think that if you question them at all, it is a bridge too far. Uh, but I am going to address some people's stuff here if I can, because there's some people who, to be honest, I think have been true scammers out there. Where is it at here? Oh, duh, I'm the one that posted it. Um, okay. So I'm going to show you this one. And this one, I'm going to talk about this guy. Okay. Right here. Well, you know what? Here, I'm going to remove this off this one. I'm going to actually download it. There we go. Sorry for the production. Question: if you're in fear from retaliation against your family, from what you did in the service, wouldn't you use OPSEC and just not say anything about your service? Right? That would be the smart thing to do. That would be incredibly smart. But you know, I think people are just kind of full of BS. Why, where'd my ticker go? Why's my ticker been going away? I hate it when it does that. There we go. And that's the thing. I'm pretty open. Like people can come in here, they can ask questions. I've got my email down there. I've got a phone number. They can literally call me. But yet I'm running from people? Really? Okay. Cuz yeah, he won't even say his name on air. Like, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mike Arthur of 29 Palms, California. There you go. That is not doxing. If someone were to post that about me, that is not doxing. Now, when people were posting pictures and addresses, that's doxing. That is doxing. And for them, they were posting an address, an address and a house where I do not live. You guys have seen more than enough of my house that you could easily tell by those pictures that this is not where I live. So This here, I want to point out. So right here, you see some really crappy behavior. You see Gail here. Uh, Georgie got subscribers over bashing Spawn Trooper. Um, where did she bash him? Where did she bash him? Because we were already getting Georgie subscribers. She had already passed Spawn Trooper before the falling out. Um, or if not, we were very close. But I want to talk about Eric Miller here. Veterans come here and are welcome. Veterans go there, and if they don't give him money, they are garbage. I only surpassed because of the First Amendment community and what happened to my daughter. Okay, so let's talk about Eric. Eric is not, he's a content creator, but he's not a guy who wants to help himself. Eric likes to, he burns every bridge that he goes down. He's burned several in just the short time I've known him. I brought him on the platform. I interviewed him. He would complain. It'd be when I would have people on, he'd be in the chat being like, "Why aren't you bringing me on?" And I'd be like, "Dude, you got the link. Come on, just come on." Um, or he wouldn't. He would need the link, so I'd send him the link and bring him on. Like, I didn't care about him bringing him on. But what he got upset with is that I was not promoting his fundraiser enough, and I wasn't promoting his channel enough. Um, Here's the thing, I'll promote people all day long, but really when it comes to me on air, I'm focusing on my own stuff. I'm not always like, how many times do you guys remind me in the chat, "Oh, hey, plug this," or plug someone? That's how I do things here. But Eric doesn't want to build his own community. He wants to be given it. And I'm not the first content creator. And I know there's at least one in here that has run afoul of Eric for that exact same thing. Uh, I'll say this, Eric needs a lot of help. He is essentially homeless. Uh, he is a grifter. I will say that he is 100% a grifter. So the uh, RV that they live in, okay, that was given to them by Coda Vets. Gretchen on Coda Vets. If you're on X, most people know who Coda Vets is. She helps a lot of veterans. She's been scammed by fake veterans in the past too. People say, "Oh, I'm a veteran. Can you help me?" And she's helped them. But yeah, just an incredible woman, very selfless. But I do know that she's also been attacked for trying to help people. But that is so when Eric's like, "Oh, we live in an RV." Yeah, they were given that RV. Okay? They were given that. Uh, then "Oh, I need this wheelchair. I'm enfeebled." Okay. He had his mobility scooter thing. I plugged it. I gave about $175 from it. Now, Spawny keeps saying I took that money back, and he is 100% wrong. I publicly have stated, Eric got that money from me. You got the money. Good luck. God bless. Don't ever come back here again. Uh, Eric got banned from this channel because on December 16th, 2024, he was in Spawn Trooper. When Spawn Trooper was going off about me, he was in there dogpiling. And what is the rule here? We don't attack people, and you don't play the mommy daddy game. And he broke the rule, and he got booted for it. And he's very upset, which is why he's saying this. Uh, he wanted to take over uh, this platform. Here's the thing, my mission is to help and entertain military veterans and their families. At no point have I ever said only veterans are going to come on this stream. Nope, it's to help and entertain them. And guess what? If that means I bring on a porn star, I bring on a porn star. If I bring on a comedian, I bring on a comedian. If I bring on Georgie and Coop, I bring on Georgie and Coop. That is, I am well within what my stated purpose has always been for this channel. Now I've kept it where hosts of the show have only been veterans. Me, TC, Michael Bloomling, that we've kind of stuck to, but that's not a hard and fast rule. It's more of a guideline. If I found someone who was an amazing co-host who supported veterans, Yeah, without a doubt. I'd be stupid not to bring them on. T AVA is hosted. There you go. Of another veteran. But he seems to what it is, it's entitlement. You won't find anyone more entitled than Eric. And here's the thing. I made calls to Senator Cruz's office to try to help Eric. Eric does not want to help himself. Eric wants everybody to do everything for him. And that is why his child got taken away from him. And I was not going to talk about that on stream, but right here, he's straight up lying about me. So guess what, Eric? You want to lie about me? Okay, I'll tell the truth about you. There we go. And Spawn Trooper, do you notice how Eric thinks I should have him on? He thinks he's got a right to the. How many times has Spawn Trooper brought Eric onto his show? Have you noticed? Spawn Trooper is all about Spawn Trooper. He's not really about other people. He's had Pam on a lot. And let's talk about Pam. Pam Carson, if that is her real name, because she has a lot of fake profiles on Facebook. And she has used those fake profiles to try to push false information about Jeremy Hills. Spawn Trooper knows that. Spawn Trooper pointed it out to me. And thank you, Georgie. Get your Vagination merch. Yeah, Spawn Trooper pointed it out to me, and he sent me the screenshot. You guys have seen it. Hey, what do you notice about this? And it was Pam that sent it to him. And we had a whole discussion, but he's still friends with Pam. Now, go into any of these Facebook groups, and you'll notice one thing. Any of the Facebook groups about What the Hells, and you'll see two people as admins in every single one. You'll see either Pam Carson or Tat Greaves, aka DJ Radis. Why? Because those two are shit stirrers and they like to have the information and they like to set people against each other. Spawn keeps saying, "Oh, I was drug into all this." You weren't drug into it by me. You weren't drug into it by Georgie. DJ Radis made a post and tagged you in it, and you had him on your show. That is the fact. That happened, what was that, July 18th? That is the fact. I didn't drag you in. They drug you in. So there you go. You have this guy who refuses to talk. He won't give any details about his service. None at all. Why is that? That's what stolen valor people do. And he, like all these people that he's surrounding themselves with, they're not asking him the questions. They all want to know about Uncle Frank and Yoda and all these people. Really? Is Spawn Trooper really a veteran? Have you seen proof? Now, Pam Carson, oh yeah. And Moosey Lady, oh yeah. I've seen proof. Okay. I don't trust either of you. I've seen both of you doing some very bad behavior. And yeah, I don't trust either of you. So why doesn't Spawn just post pictures publicly? Hey, this is me. This is me. That's what I've done. Done it plenty of times. Like I've got literal pictures and stuff on my service that are in the intros and the video and on the page. Most people are proud of their service. AVA has sent me pictures and sent others pictures of his service. I'm sure if I wanted them from TC, I would get them. I don't need them. Yeah, a veteran. I'm sure if I were to ask Squid, if I were to start challenging Squid and say, "Oh, she never served," she would post proof. I'm 100% positive. I believe Squid served. The only person I don't think is Spawn Trooper. Everything about him is very, very questionable, and he gets very upset. But this is Mister. Oh, I bring proof. I show facts, but he won't show proof of that. And if he did serve, I got a feeling that he was, I don't want to say kicked out, but left in disgrace. And that could be why he's not, um, posting any pictures or proof or anything. Right? See, AVA. Yeah, We've all got pictures of when we did something cool or when we did something that really sucked. But, you know, we have no problem, um, showing, you know, pictures of that.
Like I said right at the beginning, I don't give a rat's fucking ass, but I'm a person with not to fuck.
So there you go. Just more of Spawn. He's trying to attack me. It's not bothering me. Anyone that wants to come in and ask what, even Spawn Trooper. I did not ban Spawn Trooper. He can come into the chat and ask any questions. That's not what he wants to do. He wants to control the narrative. He wants to be he wants his voice on this channel, and he's not going to get it. Uh, Dishonorable discharge. No, like you can be forced to retire or just separated, like honorably separated, but still in disgrace. Just like, we've talked about Hal Sellers. Hal Sellers was breaking the he was breaking the UCMJ. He was having an affair with my wife. And he wasn't forced to retire, but I know he was told either you retire or we're going to have to take action. So that was kind of in disgrace. Like for the people who knew, that was pretty disgraceful. But for him, he was able to save face, as you will. It's a shame that people have to deceive other people and try to be of help, right? And here's the thing about Yoda and Uncle Frank and that whole situation. Again, Yoda or Uncle Frank has been on this channel. And today I got, oh, well, how do you know that was really him? Really? No, I think people were faking a veteran, went and got some other 82-year-old man to talk about his service. Really? Uh, I will say this, you know, he was a veteran. Now, it's been told to me that Yoda and Erica were not his family. I don't know. I can tell you that when I spoke to Uncle Frank, he referred to Yoda as his nephew. So I have no reason to disbelieve anything. When I did the fundraiser for Yoda or for Uncle Frank, which went to Yoda and Erica, I was like, hey, I'm doing this fundraiser. They can do whatever they want with the money. And I wanted people to know that up front. It was money to honor Uncle Frank. Whatever they used it for is what they used it for. Some people are saying they did this, some people are saying this. I don't care. I don't. And I never have. I said, we're doing this for Uncle Frank, for people that I knew to be his family. And I never asked for any accounting of it. I said, do with it what you will. If they lied about what they did it, some people do that. But I didn't go anything beyond that. I know some other people did. They got very involved with Yoda and Erica, and they feel scammed and ripped off. That has nothing to do with me. I was not a part of that. When people were doing a lot of that stuff, I said, hey, you know what? You guys are going into areas I don't want to be a part of. So I'm just going to dip out of here. And that's exactly what I did. Uh, n- but now people like Spawn Trooper are saying, I need to answer all these questions about that. I don't have to answer shit about that. I wasn't involved. Like, I don't know what happened. So I don't know what questions you think I have. Go to the people involved in that. But one thing is very clear. One thing incredibly clear. Right now, Spawn Trooper is in a mental health crisis. That's undeniable. You don't do 14 hours of live streaming without that. Like that's a mental health crisis. Or you're trying to break some type of streaming records, but I don't think that's his goal. Um but yeah, he is in a mental health crisis. Uh, any veteran who's been around other veterans with PTSD would 2 seconds be like, "Oh yeah, that's a mental health crisis." And there are people feeding into that, and you saw that in the screenshot. You saw Gail in there. Here, because she was full of it. Here we go. Damn it, it keeps moving it in the place where I do not want it. So just like how Pam is a shitster, so is Gail right here. Right here. Gail saying things about Georgie. When did Georgie bash him? Telling lies and what lies? What lies? But yeah, that's Gail. Like, she is a shitster. That's what she was trying to do. Yeah, Eric got he did get his all of his followers because of the First Amendment community, because of his whole thing with CPS and the cops. Um, Good luck keeping that. Like, I'm sure you'll keep those subscribers, but you're not going to get any views out of them. Skipper, you're a drama magnet. You know what's funny is I stepped back and I was like, when people were doing stuff, I was like, yep, no, I'm not going to be a part of any of this. And I backed out, but yet I'm getting blamed for it. Read what Aussie just Jen, like, oh, in here? Yeah. Yep. Then she uses people to get noticed on bigger channels. I don't know. Here's the thing I'll say about Georgie. I don't think Georgie has used anybody. In fact, I would say the opposite. Georgie has done quite a bit for this channel. She's done quite a bit for others. Coop's asking a question here. Did you have any access to the funds raised on any of the GoFundMe's? Uncle or Eric's, Uncle Frank's, or Uncle Frank's kids? The answer is yes, one of those. I did not have access to any of the funds for Eric's. I did not have any of the access of the funds to Uncle Frank asking where they were trying to get him a new trailer. I did not have access to that. Uh, and Uncle Frank's kids, you could technically say I had access because I did start the fundraiser. However, when it came to the funds, I did not touch them. Uh, I had to send Yoda the email, and he set up where the funds were dispersed and when. So I did not. You could say I had, I guess, input because I said I directed it to Yoda, but I did not touch any of the funds. It never touched any of my personal accounts, any of the foundation accounts, of that. No money went through my hands. But I did start the fundraiser. And again, I started the fundraiser for Frank to remember Uncle Frank, and whatever they used it for is what they used it for. I don't care. But to this day, I don't care. Someone said they took a vacation. Oh, good for them. Good. Good. I hope they had a great time. I hope they went somewhere fantastic, and I hope they thought about Uncle Frank. That's what I right there. Spawn Trooper did serve. He served food. Line Cook is life-changing event. PTSD from the green eggs and Chucky milk. Oh my god. Aussie Just Jen is in Megan and Tug's chat all the time. She's really just a snake in the grass. Well, I mean, you see right here, she's saying this is absolutely some BS. I can't think of one that Georgie has used. I get out and socialize with other channels, and I've not built my channel off the back of no freaking buddy. Yeah, if Georgie's at fault for anything, she is at fault for befriending and being too nice to people. Quite honestly, uh, let me just say there were some people who said some things in today's stream, and they started going back and forth with me on X, and they were accusing me of a bunch of stuff. And I will say Georgie got involved and said, "Look, Mike was not involved in this stuff. I'll show you." And apparently, that person wants to apologize to me, and I told Georgie, "I'm not interested. I'm not interested." You know, one thing I learned in the military: when someone shows you their true character, believe them. And I don't give many people second chances. I really don't. You me once, I'm done with you. And I've gotten shut from larger channels. Yes, I did. Did I ask for said shutouts? No. Same with me. I never asked to come on Megan Fox's show. I never asked to go on Tug's show. They both asked me. I was thankful. There was one other guy, Texas Alien, who said that when Jeremy came on this platform, and Jeremy said, but Jeremy told me he wasn't going to talk about the situation. That is untrue. When I reached out to Jeremy, and if I have to publish the email that I sent to him, I'll happily show it. But when I asked Jeremy to come on my show, I told him, I said, I only want to talk about business. I actually think it would hurt the show if we got into that stuff. I would much rather just keep it business. And he was like, that's fair. Let's do that. You know? And if you want Jeremy on your show, have you thought about asking him? Same thing with Megan and Tug. Have you thought about asking them? See, because a lot of these people, they're looking to have others promote them, but yet they don't want to promote the others. I had Candace on earlier this week. She has a much bigger platform than me. However, I thought she would be an interesting interview. And you know what? I was fucking. It was a damn good. I rewatched it. I was trying to get clips and stuff of it yesterday, and I was like, damn, this is a good interview. Like, it's very. Oh, my audio is clipping. It's probably because I smacked the table. But yeah, Spawn hates you because you stood up for yourself. Yeah, he wanted to control people, really did. But I did everything I did with Candace. Like, she didn't have to put me up on her platform. She did push it out. She absolutely did, and I'm very thankful to her. I'm glad. I know some people from here subscribe to her, and I know people from her subscribe to me. That's what you do with collab. It's got to be a back and forth. But a lot of these people, Eric, Spawn Trooper, about what can you do for me? It's not a back and forth. And here's the thing: I will absolutely a smaller channel. Look at Daniel. I helped shout out Daniel several times, and I'll be honest with you. I'm not into it, uh, but Daniel did me dirty, and I'm still very respectful of Daniel. I could throw some shade at Daniel. I could post some stuff. I'm not doing that. Um, because it's not going to be helpful. Uh, but Daniel, I think, is another one that he, much like Eric, much like Spawn, he wants other people to build his platform for him, build his community for him, rather than do the hard work yourself. I put, oh, only for this chat. I hope you are feeling much better. Keep giving us some updates. Keep giving us some updates, and I hope it's not too painful for you. One hates himself for being a failure. End of story. I mean, he's he's not doing himself any favors, but he is in a mental health crisis. Like, all you have to do is go listen to 5 minutes. Pick any 5 minutes, and you are listening to someone who cannot control their emotions. And that's really the fact of the matter. Like Gail, Aussie, Just Jen, they're feeding into it. They're feeding into the frenzy. And I'll tell you, like, going after me, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't. They're actually kind of promoting me. So I do recognize that. But they're not getting to me. And that's what really bothers him. Oh, you're gonna regret this, sunshine. You're gonna regret today's show. Okay. Do I regret it? No. Do do it all day long. I'm gonna be able to make content like this and make a good amount of money. Like, yeah, I'll monetize your haters. Maybe that's a t-shirt I should do. You're gonna regret this, sunshine, with a big old sun. I know Georgie's gonna she's like right now. She's making it now. Put this on veterannationfoundation.com, which is where you can go to get all your Veteran Nation merch. I'm quitting the show, Skipper, talking about me. See, that would exactly be if I was giving them more control over this platform. That's exactly what I'd be running. Um, I when I TC had me on his show way before I ever brought him on here. He showed me who his true character was. He saw what I was doing. I was like, "Hey, why don't you come on the show?" I was like, "Absolutely, I'll." And a couple months later, um, you know, me and my business partner, who co-owns this show, we were talking, and I was like, "I really need to get a co-host." I go, "Uh, I'm getting good at this, but doing the show always on my own is tough." And we started talking about people, and he was the one. He was like, "Well, you like that TC guy?" And I was like, "You know what? Yeah, and he's a veteran. He'd be great." And we reached out to TC, and TC was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And I think it's for the benefit of both me and TC. It's opened doors for us. It's brought us in guests that we never would have gotten. TC does different things than what I do. That's a great thing. I'm able to, you know, promote him. He knows TC for all you guys out there. Most of some of you know this, but if you're out there and you have something to promote, you you wrote a book, or or you have a show. All you have to do is just send it to me and be like, "Hey, can you push this out?" Now, happily. And likewise with so many others, I'm like, "Hey, are you in the Veteran Nation Facebook group? Let me go ahead and put you in there. I'll send you an invite so that way you can share it with our community here." Because that's what I'm trying to do. The more the more people I can help. Robert Tower, we got another donation for Robert today. Now, we're not a veteran. Now, someone like Eric would be all mad. Oh, he's helping people that aren't veterans. I'll help anyone. Will I will I use foundation money for a non-veteran? No, because we have to stick to those. But I'm the real daddy. Good to have you here. But yeah, like anybody, if any of you guys are promoting anything and you send it to me, I'll happily promote it. Like that takes 2 seconds out of my day. It doesn't bother me. Right? Right? See, I even forget about plugging my own stuff. That's why you guys are great. That's why I have great people like AVA as a friend and as a mod. Like I'll promote your guys' stuff. How often do you see Spawn? Like Spawn will do it when it benefits him. Notice he'll do it when he can use that to try to attack me. He'll do it. You don't see him doing it on his normal show. Did he plug anybody today? I didn't watch all 4 hours because I've got a life. My internet is on the fritz again. Um, hmm. It looks good. It looks good to me. Might need to refresh or close out and come back in, or just go on to Rumble. Or just go on to Rumble and do it. Sweet pint size. But yeah, like Georgie is also like so incredible with that. She brings, "Hey, Mike, you need to be promoting these people. They're really good people." I think I that's where I think a lot of my therapy has, in some way, I don't want to say hurt me, but it's caused me to limit. I do still have boundaries. Like, yep, I'll promote someone's. You're only getting this one. You're not going to keep coming back to the well and dipping your pail in. That's what Eric wanted. And sorry, I'm not doing it. Daniel, I sent Daniel merchandise. He bought some, and then I sent him more. Out of my own pocket. I will happily do stuff like that. If someone's promoting, yeah, of course. I'd be stupid not to. Uh, I'm still working on saving up for the Vagination Rocks tattoo. If we do the tattoo contest, you can't win the tattoo contest. I'm the intellect and the model of Vet Nation. But yeah, if I think I've been duped by any fake veteran, it's Spawn Trooper. I gave him quite a lot of access, and I gave him a lot of trust, and it burned me in the end. He was trying to get me to attack others, and he still does that today. He still does that today. He plays nice with people to try to get them to attack others, and I'm not about that. Like, if I don't like somebody, go away. The people that are coming after me on Facebook, I don't need their apology. I don't. Like, just stay away from, unless if you have proof that Spawn Trooper actually served, that I'll take. Yeah, and the one dude, he made a big deal about, why am I not a yeah, he wanted to know, why am I not a SO? Well, here's the thing. VSOs are limited in the help that can provide. They can provide a lot of help. Don't get me wrong. I provide different help than what a VSO would. And some VSOs suck, to be honest. Like, there's a lot of people out there who like to criticize their veterans about how they do their claims. And they're like, no, you should be, this VSO did it this way. These VSOs do it like this. I'll just tell you, some VSOs absolutely suck. They're free and they suck sometimes. Jen, when is your show? Why was one? Did I miss something? I didn't see a Jen. Is there a Jen asking me questions? So I just got a text. Tim Walters, he was at the doctor. His cancer is back. To pray for Tim. Again, Tim, we helped him with his fundraiser. He has cancer. We helped him with this fundraiser. He needed another fundraiser. I said, well, you can post it in the group whenever you want. Willing to help people. He is a veteran. And we also, our best to get him a scooter. He found a scooter. We were able to get him the stuff for his ramp. He had someone build the ramp for him. The VSOs need to be trained in how to help veterans with everything. Most of them only know how to point you down the hall. Very true. Very true. And honestly, I just don't want to be that type of person. You know, I I would much rather do this. If I was a VSO, I would not be able to do this show. My question to Spawn Trooper: what are you hiding? What are you hiding? Why do you say you don't have to show proof, but then you turn around and say you showed proof, you showed two people? So what the hell is it? Yeah, this is that's stolen valor stuff. Oh no, so and so saw it. Go talk with them. I've had plenty of people, almost daily on X. I get people who are like, "You're a fake veteran." You know what I would do? On with a picture of me in my uniform. You can see my and a cigar in my mouth, and I'm having a great day. Or I respond with the one from New Year's where we ran the half marathon on New Year's Eve in Afghanistan, and I'll send that to him because I'm dressed as a banana, and I'll say to him, "I'm the banana for reference." I've got no problem showing that. And no, my family is not in any type of danger. When will you end up When you end, will you redirect to Mama Coop? Absolutely. See, I've got no problem doing stuff. I would have forgot about the redirect. See, when people are like, skipper Disney, because I'm doing other shit and I forget about it. Like, do not underestimate my ability to be completely absent-minded. It's like my superpower. Uh, there are days where I'll be sitting there and I'll be like, "Am I supposed to be doing something?" It happens to me all the time. There we go, setting up that to Mama Coop. So, oh, thank you, Sticky Wood. I appreciate you signing that petition. And if you would please share it. How is Glory? Well, right here, Glory, Glory. She's asleep. She's out. She's not even. She's like, yeah, I'm. I don't want to deal with your BS. I had a hand in you become. I I can maybe give someone a little bit of encouragement. It's true. I work with a bunch of boomers with memory issues. I'm a Gen Xer though. I was born in '79 during the disc era, so that makes me a Gen Xer. But yeah, for people that want help with stuff, most times, like again, this platform is not about me. Most times when people are like, "Hey, I need this," but I do have boundaries, and I'll be like, "Okay, do this," but some people want this, and I'm like, "No, I'll do this." Like Robert Tower. I told him, I said, I'm not going to do a GoFundMe for it, but I will do an Amazon wish list, and we can get your needs taken care of. And I think we've done a great job of that. We're going to get him that e-bike. Trust me on that. I guarantee you, we will get him the e-bike. I call myself a boom Xer, right? Um, but yeah, we will we will get there with Robert's stuff. But again, Robert's not a veteran. There are people who will be mad that I'm helping him. Oh well, I don't care. I'll help people. All the veterans of the world should sign that petition. I'm a veteran from Special Forces in Portugal. I did it. God bless your work. Thank you, Antonio. It's good to have you here. Are you still in Portugal? We have Gary, he comes in quite a bit. I don't know if he's in here right now, but he lives in Portugal. I'm not going to ask. Oh, do you know each other? No, Portugal. It's a small country yet a big country. I'm trying to pull something up here today. Um, I'm at the age where I can date the father or son. I saw that e-bike on there and almost pulled the trigger on it. I've been asking people, hey, if you can give a gift card, like a $25 gift card, we'll eventually get there. Okay, yeah, we've got Gary he lives in Portugal. Um, I'm not sure where though. Maybe I'll find out. Maybe my next trip to Europe, because I've never been to Portugal. I've never been to Spain. I kind of like the music. I hear the ladies are insane. If you know that song. But yeah, maybe when I get to Europe next time, I'll because I have thought about taking a train across Europe. Um, but yeah, I've got no problem helping people. They don't have to be veterans for me to help them. They have to be veterans to get foundation money. But Eric talking about money shows you what Eric is all about. That was all projection. Well, I think we. Oh, okay, absolutely. Um, Spain is incredible. It looks it. I'm from Toledo, Ohio, here in the States. Mind going to Toledo, Spain. Sticky widgets off to the pub. Drink one for me. But I think we've hit this in a dead horse. I do want to talk about Elon and Trump. Um, yeah, I do want to get into that because I find that so interesting. People are like, "You do everything. You're just a coy for Trump." No, I'm loving Elon going off. I think it's great. Like, I thrive off the chaos. Some of these guys have funny stuff. Yeah, Elon is saying that Trump is in the Epstein files, and that's why they won't release it. And that's the main one I want to put up. Um, well, here I'll just show you. I'll put the timeline up. Um, okay, okay, and then bye. So Elon, oh, a little bit too big. Elon asks, "Is it time to create a new political party in America that actually represents the 80% in the middle?" Good luck with that, dude. Ross Perot couldn't do it. Yeah, you have more money than it's not pronounced the same way, Toledo. Uh, Now I talk about something up your alley, right? If Ross Perot couldn't do it that well with the Reform Party, I don't think Elon a lot more money. Good luck. I just don't see it. Um, so Trump did suggest that Elon is so mad because of the EV mandates being ended. And maybe that's true. I don't know. But the EV mandates absolutely need to be ended. Doesn't matter. Um, yeah, here's what he put. Oh, damn it. Let me go down here and I'll find the actual tweet. Um, Conscious spending America into bankruptcy. I agree with that. Um, I'm grateful to nominate Jared Isaacman as an accomplished business leader, philanthropist, pilot, astronaut, as administrator of NASA. Jared will drive NASA's mission, and he said that's not what he said about Jared. Okay, well, what did he say? I want the truth, regardless what it is. Elon was wearing thin. I had to ask him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that no one else wanted. He knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy. Um, what if Diddy and Epstein were in cahoots? I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't shock me one bit. Let's see what else. Time to drop the really big bomb. This was the big one. Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. Now, do I think Elon has that information? I don't think he's seen the files. Uh, his his work at Doge would have given him access to that. But does that mean people talked? Um, Possibly. Um, I Here's the thing about it. For me, I want the Epstein files out. I don't care if Trump is hurt by them. I don't care if the Republican Party's hurt by them. I want those files out. Make them public. There's no reason for those not to be public. Make them public. Um, yeah, this is what Trump. Elon has never asked me for a thing. I mean, I got rid of the EV mandate, but he's never asked me for a thing. Um, uh, the world's greatest fiction writer couldn't have conceived of a timeline like this, right? Right? Um, President versus Elon, who wins? My money's on Elon. Trump should be impeached. JD Vance should replace him. Um, impeach for what? Impeach for what? I mean, whenever people talk about impeachment, it's very suspect. Because a lot of them think they just don't like the guy and want him out. Now that's Ian Miles Chong. I know a lot on the right like him. He's never been my guy. But I just want the Epstein files out. Relationship between Trump and Epstein is well established. Trump flew on Epstein's plane at least 7 times. Yeah, but he never went to the island. We know that for a fact. And we do have the lawyer for the Epstein's victims lawyer. And if anyone wants me, I've got the audio or the video of him saying that no, Trump helped. So there's a lot of conflicting information out there. Again, that's why I want the Epstein files out. Let's stop with these hypotheticals and let's deal in the facts. Trump tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of the year. I can finally say that Trump's tariffs are super stupid. I don't think so. I don't. I think tariffs are great, and they give the president a lot of leverage. Will they cause a recession? That's debatable. A lot of the people who were upset with the tariffs were saying it was going to cause inflation, and that is 100% false. Tariffs do not cause inflation. There's only one thing that causes inflation, and that's massive printing of money. It's the only way you get inflation, because you start printing all these dollars, the value of it goes down. If you stop, the value of the dollar goes up. It's supply and demand. It's a tariff has nothing to do with that. A tariff is essentially a tax on goods that come from other countries. That's pretty much all a tariff is. It's a tax. Um, we absolutely can. We do it every single day. Every time they come up with a new tax, and trust me, you get them daily, whether it's your municipality, your state, or your federal government, you get new taxes on you daily, virtually daily. If you told me it was every other day, okay, I'll believe you. But if you said once a week, oh no, you're full of shit. It happens more than that. So that's my take on it. I like this. I'm gonna click no, because that is the stupidest idea. Like, TC is a libertarian. All you have to do is talk with him about how hard it is for the Libertarian Party to operate. How well do you think a new party is going to operate? They got to get signatures in every state. Difficult to get ballot in 50 states, let alone win in those 50 states. It's just getting on the ballot is difficult. When Ross Perot did it, he focused on that he knew he had a chance of winning. So they didn't go all 50 right away. I think he focused on something like 32 states. And then after that is when they started focusing. It took them a couple cycles to get the Reform Party on every ballot, essentially. But then once you get on the ballot, staying on the ballot is tough. So anyone who says, "Oh, we gotta start a new party," I immediately say, "Yeah, you're not serious. You've never looked into it. That is dumb." Because those type of people are only looking at the presidency, maybe some governorships. But when you have to do it all the way down, you need precinct chairs. And your precinct chairs are normally like your your city council, your school board, places like that. So it is tough. Um, so yeah, that's how a lot of this stuff is starting to go. Um, the petition process to get on the ballot is a First Amendment violation and the worst form of gatekeeping. I agree with you. I agree with you. I think petition. I think you should be able to say we have X amount of members, and we have X amount of money for a filing fee. At that point, you get on the ballot. Why do they try to keep people off the ballot? That's what you should be asking of the major two parties. And what I've always told people, Republican or Democrat, you don't have the power in your party. It has fought very hard, and I think they're getting to where they have the power in the Republican Party, but it's taken several cycles. And they better keep it up because they could lose it at any point. I don't think the establishment Republicans are actually that organized. I think MAGA is doing a better job getting people at your local levels. And I said that back in 2020 when Trump lost. I said this was still for MAGA. It was still a successful election because a lot of people at those lower levels who are in support of Donald Trump won their elections. And ever since 2020, you've seen more and more. JD Vance, he was a MAGA candidate, won in Ohio. Next thing you know, he's on the ballot for VP. Um, I don't think any of these MAGA people. I don't think Carrie Lake is going away. Uh, Lauren Witzke, I remember she lost in 2016. She's still out there doing stuff. So I I've said this several times. Populism always wins out eventually. Always out eventually. And MAGA is a populist movement. Uh, the Democrat Party currently does not have a populist movement. The Democrat Party is actually going to be a harder party for populists to take control of. I know Cenk Uygur, he's out there trying to get that going, but that's a really tall order because they have the old Tammany Hall system. What do you think super delegates are? Super delegates are the people in control, keeping the control, keeping the power, telling you we don't care who you voted for in the primary, we choose nominee is. Too many people spend too much time thinking the president is important and the federal government is the key. They forget the states were intended to be to the feds. I totally agree with that. Populism is very dangerous. Oh, that's true as well. Populism always does win out. Oh, it's sometimes it takes a full generation, but yeah, it does win out. And that was a lot of the stuff where America failed with communists and communism way back in the day was, a lot, especially in like Latin America movements. And we were fighting against the wave. And that's how you have to look at it. Populism is like a wave. And you survive the first wave doesn't mean there's not another wave of populism because there's something out there. There's someone throwing stones in the water, and it's going to cause those waves. Populism is democracy. Democracy is evil. I know what you're saying there. I know what you're saying, but populism has done like populism is normally issue centric. And that's why we have so many things like the Bull Moose Party and the Know Nothings. Like a lot of these things in history where they were populist movements and they did eventually gain their goal. Like populism does win out. How long it takes and um, how long it takes and how it manifests is always an issue. I've been going at this over an hour. And I know TC's loving it. He's waiting at me for saying something wrong. I don't get. Huh. There's a couple tweets here. I hold on here. So this is one who I love following, and she's very smart. She is um, she's a lawyer, Leslie McAdoo Gordon. She's a DC lawyer. Well, Sorry, I didn't mean for that. That messed up my overlay. I hope it didn't mess up your guys's. Yeah, I can do this over here. Just trying to make this bigger. But I really love her takes on a lot of things. She's very much a good attorney. Here. There was a great Second Amendment thing that came down. Mexico lost, rightfully so. That was total bullshit. And they were Mexico filed in Massachusetts. Why are you filing in judge shopping? Elon is a genius, but one, he doesn't have experience with how the U.S. government actually works. Donald Trump does now. Definitely doesn't work like business in many ways properly. And two, his condition causes him to see things in absolutes, when in truth, the world's a gray. And I absolutely agree with that. I understand he doesn't like the big, beautiful bill. There are things in it I guarantee you I'm not going to like. There's going to be things in it I do like. At the end of the day, you have to get a bill that passes. And that's the reality of our government. And if you can't get it passed, it's dead. It's done. It doesn't matter that you champion it. That's where a lot of these Republicans who what bills like Chip Roy and Thomas Massey, that's where I have problems with them. It's like, I get what you're saying. You made your point, but what you're talking about, you can't get past. So if you can't get it past, I don't know what we're doing here. As I always used to say in the military, a 90% 90% solution executed violently now will always be better than 100% solution executed later. Yes, I did see earlier that Lips dropped Jay from her lawsuit. Yeah, I did see that. And now she's saying all these nice things about big beautiful bills, and I mean, debatable. That is debatable. It's a budget though. Now, do we need a balanced budget amendment? Absolutely. Also, no one elected Elon, and he doesn't like how something the government is going. Too bad, so sad. Join the American electorate at one time or another. Dance to speed up labor. Normal. Twerking and grinding, doing it, whatever floats your boat. Doing so privately with a husband, good for you. Film it, probably not the best idea, but okay, put it online. If you're in time, plan it to see 4 years later on kid's birthday, you're a narcissist. Yeah, I agree with that. So that's what I liked her takes on Elon. I think Leslie's great, and I really enjoy following her, and I recommend her. She is part of my legal Eagles that I follow. I don't know what Slug is doing. That should be the theme of my show. I don't know what Slug is doing. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. This is gonna redirect. I am going to do the short exit though, so that people don't tune out. For those of you watching on X, thank you so much. Wow, 80 of you here. You guys are awesome. You're rock stars. Thank you so much. Hope you guys enjoyed this. These fools attacking Elon now because Trump gave them a marching order that he is now the bad guy. You're going to get that on both sides. You're going to get Elon stands, and then you're going to get Trump stands. What's funny is that the Teslas, as of today, will probably stop being vandalized. So the rainbow. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I normally don't do these in the afternoon. This could be a staple. I don't know. I'm waiting to see how my schedule changes. But thank you all for being here. And as always, thank you for being worth serving.